Hi, friends. Happy Monday. Happy day one of the Sell With Yourself Challenge. I am so pumped to be with you here today, and we're going to be talking about how to use your phone as the money-making tool that it is. So if you are joining the replay, please say hey to me. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And if you haven't signed up for the challenge yet, you're not too late because we're literally just getting started today. So I'm going to review a little bit of what your work is, but we've been having some tech glitches too. So if you haven't gotten the email, I'm going to post in here. Actually, I can just post it right here in the comments, a short link. And so these short links will take you to the day one challenge email and to the day one video. But go ahead and email support@annafranzen.com if you're not getting the challenge emails, and we'll make sure you get them starting tomorrow. But at least for now, I don't want you to be behind. Hey. And if you're joining me live, please say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And I'm so excited to journey with you this week when it comes to sales. And I'm going to be having you take sales action, but I also want you to feel supported along the way because I know, especially for women, a lot comes up when we own and embrace sales. And I want you to really open your heart to doing that on a whole new level. So will you journey with me? Will you please journey with me? I was telling some women last week too that I really believe if you approach this challenge, even though it's 100% free, the training you're going to get from me, live training every day this week, the videos, the prompts, all of it is 100% free. However, I really want you to pretend like you paid for it. I really want you coming in with that mindset so that you do the work and see massive results. Because I promise you, if you show up and do the work for 4 days in a row, it's not that time consuming. It just takes about 10 minutes a day, right? But if you show up and commit to doing it, you're really going to see results from it. And so I'm just so excited to journey with you. Hi, Emily. So fun to see you on here. Thank you for hanging out. Happy Monday. How are you guys doing? So I want to share a little bit about why we're doing this challenge and why I feel like it's so important to get comfortable selling. But I just first wanted to do a quick recap on what today's prompt is. Hi, Jess. So fun to see you on here. No problem. Thank you for saying hello. So excited to have you in the challenge this week. So today's assignment in the challenge, let me know with a yes if you already did it and a not yet if you didn't do it yet, but you're going to. So let me know if you did today's assignment. Today's assignment is simple, and that's to do the 10-minute phone declutter. And it's not just any phone declutter. I have a super specific method that I teach for this that's really going to help you when it comes to your sales actions later on in the week. So don't skip today. It really is important. And it really is a part of the process. Like, can you join me and can you trust the process, right? And trust me when I say that when you declutter your phone, it is going to make a big difference. Hi, Carla. So fun to see you on here. I adore you guys. So grateful for you. So so mark your calendar, noon PST, every day this week. I'm going to be going live. If you have questions for me, feel free to ask them. But I'm going to be doing specific trainings related to what we're talking about that day, right? So today I'm going to talk about the importance of sales and really owning that and embracing that and letting sales be easy, right? It sounds so crazy, but we have this phone in our back pocket that we use all the time, right? But really realizing my phone is a money-making tool. My phone is a money-making machine. Like, can you really say that to yourself and own that? And I think when we start to do that, we start to see our phone differently and treat our time on it differently. So today, what you're doing is you're doing the 10-minute phone declutter. And then later on this week, I'm going to, with that extra mind space, with that extra head space, I'm going to have you take some specific sales actions. I'm not going to tell you what they are yet, but can you commit to doing them? Again, they're not very time consuming, but they are brave and courageous. And so I just want to give you permission. If any resistance comes up or any fear comes up, will you post about it in the group? Will you let me know? Or if that feels too vulnerable, you can always DM it to me or PM it to me and let me know when I can cover it on a live stream. But your job is to do the tiny assignments. They're really pretty easy, but that's your first job. Your second job is to let me know if you're feeling resistance to it, right? And let me know what questions are coming up. Hadn't planned to participate due to full plate this week, but a phone clutter sounds amazing. Yes, especially if you're busy this week, you especially need to do the phone declutter. I'm telling you. Hi, Monique. So fun to see you on here. It is such a game changer. And that is my goal this week is, I hear women saying all the time, like, I'm so busy, but I think Can you believe that you can make money this week even if you're busy? Can you believe that if you take simple strategic actions, right, that you can make money even if life is crazy right now? And I purposely made each of the daily prompts really simple and build upon each other in this way. So do today's, that way you can do tomorrow's, right? And then you can do day 3 and day 4. They build on each other like that. Let me know if you guys have any questions as you've been doing it. I'm going to grab my phone, and I'm just going to walk you through this. How are you guys doing, by the way? Let me know. Give me one word and tell me, like, how is your week going? Is it going fantastic? Is it going wonky? Give me all the updates. So your number one assignment, there's 2 main steps you need to take, is to do an affirmation for your phone. I created, / my team created, shout out Haley, good job for updating those. Who did the Sell With Your Cell challenge with me last year? So I haven't done this challenge with you guys in over a year now. And if you guys did it with me last year, say hey to me, you get bonus points. If you didn't, know that I don't run my challenges super often. And so now is a great time to join in if you're feeling the nudge to get better at and embrace sales wholeheartedly, right? Anyway, but you'll notice if you did the Sell With Your Cell challenge with me last year, these are the same wallpapers, but they do look cuter and they look better. That's because Haley, I'll tag her on my team, updated them. So they look a little cuter, but the goal is to have a sales or money-making affirmation literally as the backdrop on your phone. So this is the one I added to mine. It's one of the 4. Can you guys even see this? But the goal is either create your own or use one of the ones I've created and put a money-making affirmation on your phone. Really own that and embrace that, okay? Maria says, hey, Anna, Carla is running a challenge too in your own group this week. So great, Carla. I love that. I feel like it's a great time pre-holidays to step out and sell. So don't put it off. Sell with me this week, right? Sell in your business. Let me prompt you to sell in your business because I feel like actually it's a great, great time to be doing this. Brooke said, I'm excited for this challenge. This week feels blah right now. Thank you for being honest though, right? Trying to run my business, virtual homeschool for one more week as we finish out quarantine. Yes, there is a lot going on, right? And that's why I purposely made, hi, Janice. So fun to see you on here. Happy Monday. I purposely really made this challenge simple for you so that you can dive in. And especially on days 3 and 4, I'm having you take some really strategic, really specific sales actions. Spoiler alert, right here in the group. Right? I do want you to sell to your own email list, to your own audience, but I also want you to practice selling right here in the group. Why? Number 1, because you probably have potential clients that could buy from you here in this community. Number 2, so that you feel supported in doing that. I'm going to have you take some brave sales actions, whether you've never sold before or you're a sales pro. It's going to be an edge for you. Every time I sell in my business, it feels vulnerable. I feel the edge, right? And so know that this week, as I'm having you take sales actions, if it feels like, this is unknown territory, right? This feels vulnerable. Know that it's okay and know that it's a good thing you're feeling that way because I always feel like when someone's money, when someone's decision is on the line, I always want to approach that with respect, right? And with heart. And so if you're feeling that way, know that there is nothing wrong with you. Okay, so step 1 is to give yourself a great affirmation right on your home screen. So that's that centering reminder, right? Step 2 is to declutter. You can watch the 5-minute video where I walk you through the exact steps of the declutter, but the cliff notes is you have one screen, that's your regular screen, and your other screen, that's social media. Can you see? Because when I don't have my social media in use, I literally delete it off my phone. Why is this so important? Because I hear so many women saying, Anna, I feel like I'm spending so much time online. I feel like I'm spending so much energy online. I'm giving lots of value online. I'm visible online, but I'm not receiving a return for what I'm putting out. Right? And as you know, in anything in life, in a relationship, in business, we want it to be an even energy exchange, right? And that's why I hear a lot of women are afraid to sell too, because they're like, I don't want to feel spammy. I don't want it to seem like I'm just out for my own interest, right? Let me know if that's you. If you're like, yes, I want it to be an even energy exchange. And maybe you're feeling like in your business, it's not an even energy exchange right now because you are giving out so much more than you're receiving, right? Maybe you're spending a lot of time online, a lot of energy online, but you're not receiving back what it is that's meant for you. And I'm going to put a link of a post that I did in 2018 on codependency. Who saw that post? That's so important in life in general, but I think in business too, right? When we forget to make life and business an even energy exchange. So very passionate about this, but the short of it is likely you're in this challenge because you've been showing up, you've been giving value to your audience, and now it's time to sell. Now it's time to receive back, right? And I think we're not just gonna I'm all about manifesting and I'm all about just thinking it, all those things. But I think a big part of receiving and manifesting back that money in exchange for all the energy and value we're putting out into the world is to ask for the sale, right? To make the offer clear. A lot of times I hear women say I want to sign more clients, I want to make more money. But also when I ask them about, have you emailed your list? How many open spaces do you have left, right? When's the last time that you told your audience, hey, I have this offer and it's going to blow your mind. You've got to get it, right? When's the last time in a really compelling way you told your audience about what you offer? If it's been a while or if it's been never, I'm so excited for you to do the challenge this week, right? Because it's all about acknowledging I've been showing up, I've been giving value, I've been pouring out my heart into my Facebook group, onto Instagram with free sessions, right? I've been showing up and doing the work, but now I'm ready to receive back, right? Why? So that I can keep giving, so that I can keep showing up, right? I remember there was a day when I realized, I had been making some money in my business, but I hadn't really owned and gone full out to sell. Many of you guys know my story. I owned okay, I want to sell out, right? I want to start making $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month. I had a moment when I realized, because I had been in corporate before and I hadn't really done entrepreneurship, when I realized, when I make $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 a month, that doesn't mean that's what I'm taking home. I've got to make 10K months so that I can sustain my business, right? So that I can pay my taxes, so that I can have an assistant, so that I'm still a kind and not grouchy mom at the end of the day, right? Going for higher income months and going for more money doesn't make you selfish. It makes you a savvy business owner who can keep her business stores open and keep serving people, right? And I think once I realized that, I felt so much less shameful about wanting to hit 10K months, right? And so I just want you to remember that it is your duty as a heart-centered entrepreneur and business owner to make 6 figures a year or to move towards that. If that feels unattainable, start with 3K, right? Start with 5K, whatever it is for you. But it is your duty to bring your mindset to that place of 6 figures is a no-brainer for my business. I've got to make that to stay open, to keep impacting people, right? In order to not have to go back and get another day job. It really is your duty to do that. And when I did that, it felt a lot better to me to really own my prices and own what it would take to keep my business doors open. And a lot of people ask me too, Anna, how are you so consistent in your visibility? And if you take Invisible Impact from me, I have a lot of visibility tips. But one of my biggest visibility tips is to make sure you are being visible and giving value, but also selling and receiving money. Because what happens when you're receiving massive money in your business? Suddenly feeling visible becomes easier and easier, right? Because you're feeling supported for that. People ask me all the time, Anna, how do you manage a Facebook group of 10,000 people? Well, number one, I don't do it alone. I have a team that helps me do that. Thank you so much, team. And number two, I receive a ton of money in my business, so it feels really great to give free value in a super unattached way, right? And so I think reminding yourself that money isn't the enemy, money really is the gift, and money is the tool to be able to keep showing up and keep giving value, right? Hi, sweet Amanda. I hate seeming spammy, right? So what is spammy? Hi, I'm gonna read Michelle's comment too. Being spammy, right? If you've been in a sales situation and it's felt spammy, whether it's been online or offline, probably, this may blow your mind, it's because it was an uneven energy exchange and someone they were taking more than they were giving, right? It felt like they were out to get something for them. It didn't feel like they were offering anything to you, right? It almost felt like you were being used potentially, which is not good. And so I think sometimes what we do as heart-centered entrepreneurs is we swing the pendulum all the other way. We don't want to be spammy, so we do the other thing and we never sell, right? So we're giving, but we're never giving our audience a direct opportunity to pay us money and work with us. And so honestly, don't hate me for this, but I think it's just as damaging. I think it's just as damaging to be that person that's always giving and never selling and not equipping and allowing herself to be financially supported as it is to be spammy, right? Because what's going to happen is you're going to get burnout, you're going to get bitter, you're going to be resentful, right? And that's not helpful either. A burned out woman is not helpful to anyone. I mean, I know this from experience, right? You guys know my story, but I really feel like equipping ourselves in our business. What does self-care look like in business? It looks like massive money, right? Money so that you're equipped, so that you're supplied, so that you can hire support, so that you can keep giving and innovating from that place of massive support. So all that to say, the goal and the challenge this week is, yes, 100% I'm a big believer in giving your audience value, but this week is not about value. This week is about standing in your power. I mean, it is about value too, but in an indirect way, right? And really selling to your audience, letting money come back to you, and realizing I did a live stream last week that even in the selling, it is valuable, right? Even in the selling, you're giving people the opportunity to be transformed. But I don't know about you, but as you're selling, you are helping educate people on the right path, right? My last program that I sold, Visible Impact, even if you didn't buy Visible Impact and buy 6 weeks of visibility with me in one direction, I sold you on the power of being visible for 6 weeks, right? And so remember that when you're selling someone something, especially if it's good and true and full of integrity and what works, you're giving them value, right? If you're selling them on, the vegan lifestyle, even if they don't buy your program and they turn vegan, they're being changed by it. So remember, right? Even though this week is not about giving value, even in the sales process itself, it is valuable. I'll link to that live stream too if you guys missed that one. Okay, Michelle says, I didn't do it last time, so I'm glad. Oh, good, Michelle. Yeah, so if you've been around me for a year and you did not do the Sell With Your Cell challenge last year, now is your time, right? I did a total digital detox this weekend and it felt so good and I got so creative, right? And I think there's a lot of talk in the online space about working like harder. And I mean, not harder, smarter and not harder, but people don't talk about what that means. And so that's why I want to be really explicit with you this week, some of the things and my phone habits that have been such a game changer for me. Brooke says, definitely need this for launch next week. Okay, so what I want to do if you're here with me live, I want you to share with me what it is you're selling right now in your business. Either write a question mark if you're not sure. Maybe you have multiple offers and you're like, I don't know which one I should focus on selling this week. But this challenge is going to be most effective if you pick one thing to actually sell, right? So Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to do sales actions, and ideally you're picking the same product or service to do that with. So go ahead and let me know in the comments whether you're watching me live or watching the replay. I want literally every single one of you to write and tell me what product or service you're selling. Tell me the name of it. To start, you're welcome to put the price, whatever you want, but let me know what it is that you're actually selling. And if you need coaching around this, I'm here to coach you. This is what I'm here for the next 20 minutes to do. So if you're stuck, I should have gone live on my phone so that I could do some live coaching with you, my loves. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow and do some live coaching. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Emily. Put a question mark. Brooke says my signature course from broke to booked blueprint. Amanda says selling my calligraphy workbook and hopefully bundled with the worksheets. Amanda, you need to put your Facebook group link too. Amanda has amazing free group for hand lettering. So good. So get clear on what it is. Or if you have a question, Emily, would you put me what you're feeling stuck around when it comes to picking what offer in your business to focus on? Maybe you don't have an offer around it, but let me know and really own it. This is your time to put a stake in the ground, right? You know that I think this is so important, especially if you've been in business for a little while, right? Maybe you have like multiple offers to pick from, but I think it's so important on day one, even before I tell you the sales actions on Wednesday, Thursday, for you to really know, like, what is it even that I'm selling, right? Okay. Hi, she says, I'm focusing on selling my one-on-one 3-month business coaching package. Perfect. Hi, Jordan. So fun to see you on here. Selling my 2-to-1 mastermind coaching intensive, teaching female business owners how to host their own masterminds. Brilliant. Right? And this is a bonus step for you. You don't have to do it, but I think also it can be helpful to know how many spaces you have open for that program. I have a blog post on this, and so I'll post the link that talks about like the steps to knowing your fully booked number and getting fully booked. But the bonus is if you are already like, Anna, I already know my offer, come now, this is easy. Your challenge is to get clear on how many spaces you have open and really owning it. That way, when you do some sales actions for me this week, it really helps to be able to tell your audience, hey guys, I have this amazing offer. And also I have this many spaces open in that offer, right? So if you know the amount of spaces you have open, or maybe you just want to make it up right now, that's okay too. Go ahead and own that for me. Get that clarity. Because that can be really helpful. Okay, beautiful. Emily put her question, so I'll answer that right now. If you're feeling stuck at all in what to offer in your business, today is a great day to ask me because having that clarity is going to be so helpful when we get to the sales actions, right? Because I think sales, we have so many blocks when it comes to sales. I know I had a lot of blocks, especially when I started selling around like, okay, what if I sell out my offer and people aren't happy, right? Or, there's just so much there. And so I think just first part is like, what am I actually selling? Michelle says, I just did a 3-part masterclass leading to the launch of my Sea Change online group program for mindful, heart-driven, introvert feel entrepreneurs this week. Amazing. I love that. So a group program you're selling, right? Do you have spaces open? Michelle, how many spaces do you have open for that, right? Okay. Brooke says, I don't cut off the number during launches for students, but I want to enroll 25 students next week, if not beyond. So even if you have a group program and it feels like unlimited capacity, you can say, Brooke, literally, hey, I really feel like this is a group container for 25 women, right? I really want to see 25 women in here. And I think that that's powerful to say because it helps your audience get a picture for what it is too. Let's say you have one-on-one coaching and you have 3 spaces for one-on-one coaching. It really helps that potential client see, oh, wow, she's only taking on 3 clients right now. Number one, spaces are limited. I got to get my booty in the door. But also, she's going to be paying a lot of attention to me in this one-on-one program. I don't know about you, but I love getting high-touch support in my business. And so I think when we tell people there's just a few spaces, it helps them see, right? I'm just looking to support a few people at a high level. I want to be there. I want to have their back, right? Versus Brooke, and neither business model is good nor bad, right? But she wants to do 25 students in her program. So that's going to have a different feel to it, probably more like community, sisterhood feel. And so part of the sale in there is going to be like, you don't have to do this alone. Whatever it is that you're launching, Brooke, right? But this is going to be an experience that they get to like party it out with 24 other women. And so that's going to be a different person that would want to sign up for that, right? And so I think it helps too in the sales because remember, we're selling so much more than our program, but we're selling that experience behind it, right? Okay, beautiful. Michelle says she wants 8 to 10 to make the dynamic work well. And exactly, Michelle, like tell us why. Like what most excites you about that 8 to 10 number? I can give you my example for me. So in Sell with Heart, the next round of Sell with Heart, by the way, opens in January. I'll drop the waitlist link if you guys want the information. But I do 10 women in Sell with Heart, 6-month program. And the reason I do this, and you're welcome to borrow my words for your program, is because I really feel like I'm able to give them the feel of like a one-on-one mentorship where I know them, I know their business, I'm able to push them, but also there's that sisterhood and they don't feel alone, right? And do you see how that number kind of becomes that selling point? And for me, I have really seen over time that works so well, but you have to decide for your business what works for you. So let's say if you're someone that loves having 100 people in a group program, you would just like market it that way, right? Okay, beautiful. Let's see. Emily, I'm going to come back to your question right now. Janice has space for 4 new clients. So good. I love that. Brooke says, I pulled my goal number from my first launch. My first launch was run as a live group coaching program. We hit 22 students, so I want to match it or go above. Exactly. And Brooke, you can talk about that, right? Your last program, how it had 22 students and what the benefits were of that. Right? Like what did you see as a dynamic because there were 22 students in that capacity? Okay, I'm going to answer Emily's program. And if anyone else is feeling stuck on what they should offer or the number of spaces they have open, you need to be dropping a question mark in the chat box. Don't let yourself get stuck, right? Don't let yourself get stuck. Drop a question mark and then feel free to drop your question too on where you're feeling stuck with that. Okay, Emily says, I'm trying to figure out if I should continue to sell my podcast editing services or jump into offering coaching. Emily, I wish I could bring you on live and do some live coaching with you, but I feel like, do you know, Emily, how many spaces you have left until you're fully booked with your podcast editing services? Do you know how many spaces are left? Because if you only have like 2 more spaces left and then you're fully booked, I think that's such a great selling point to be able to say, right? And this is the thing, we forget in our business to go all the way to fully booked. And if you're not fully booked in your business, I want to tell you one of the biggest gifts you can ever give yourself is selling all the way to fully booked. And I get that it's vulnerable and I get that it feels like you're repeating yourself because you're probably like, Anna, I've already tried to sell that thing, right? But there's something powerful when we tell ourselves, and I often look my clients in the face. So if you want to just pretend like you're a client for a second, right? I don't care how long it takes. I don't care if it takes 2 days. I don't care if it takes 4 weeks, but you're getting all the way to fully booked. Can you own it and release the timeline? When you do that, even though it's like, no, I don't want to do that because what if it takes a whole month and I don't want to blah, blah, blah. But it sounds crazy, but when we detach from the timeline, we commit to that goal of fully booking out, we detach from the timeline, it actually happens really fast, right? When it doesn't happen fast is when we say, I want to sell out my one-on-one offer, but I need to do it in 2 weeks. And if people don't buy it in 2 weeks, there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with my offer. And I'm going to stop sending emails about it. I'm going to stop going live about it, right? Because whatever it is, it's embarrassing, or that is not how you sell out something, right? How you sell out something is by saying, I'm going to show up until I sell this thing out, right? So that's the beauty. Okay, that being said, Emily, because I know your business a little bit, you guys know I believe in base income and bonus income, right? And if you have like an existing revenue stream in your business that's pretty strong, right? Like Emily already has one service that's probably like her bread and butter, right? For me, this was one-on-one coaching in my business, right? Once your bread and butter is pretty strong, I think it's great to start doing a new income stream, right? I think that that's a beautiful gift. But again, really allow yourself, if you've never been fully booked and you want to allow yourself to go all the way to fully booked, like, will you own that in the comments? Even just saying, I'm going to go all the way to fully booked. Can you decide that this week? Can you decide that? Because what happens when you make that decision is instead of spending a lot of your energy on, I sent that email, no one responded, so maybe it's the wrong offer, maybe I messaged it wrong. Like we have 1,000 other decisions instead of really going all in on that one thing to fully booked, right? And then a lot of the decision fatigue gets taken out. Okay, I'm gonna see what Emily says back. But I haven't, okay, so I love this, Emily. Emily says, as far as time capacity goes, I'm fully booked. Which, Emily, congratulations. Let's talk about that. Number 2, but I haven't met my revenue goals yet, so I need to do some restructuring. Yes. Okay, let's talk about that. And I think, too, if you're fully booked in your business, Emily, which you are, by the way, you need to stop this week and you need to do something to celebrate yourself. Because think about how much work you put into your podcast hosting business, right? Managing business to get fully booked. You are at the place that you only once dreamed of. And so often we forget to acknowledge that and acknowledge that version of ourselves that got us to where we're at, right? So really owning that. And if you are feeling brave, Emily, and anyone else that is at this point in their business, celebrating it in the group. And I know we're going to talk about this later on about owning our success and how super vulnerable that feels, but also how it's so key to making sales, right? But what I want you to do is really own that. Like, wow, I actually am fully booked in my business, right? And so being able to celebrate that publicly, letting other people hold and celebrate that with you. Emily, we would love to celebrate that with you if you post in the group. But then on the other hand, right, looking at, okay, what's next? Well, I'm still not meeting my revenue goals. And so like you said, there's some options. Do I want to raise my prices? Do I want to build a wait list for that offer? Do I want to add a new offer in my business? Probably yes, right? It's time to start doing that coaching work. But don't do that until you stop and celebrate and acknowledge where you're at, right? I think that that's so powerful, and we forget to do it, right? Because we don't, I have a lot to say about this, but I think a big reason why we don't do it is we don't feel like we fully arrived, right? Like, but I still haven't met my revenue goal yet, or I still haven't done this. And also we don't want to make other people feel bad, right? But I think remembering we can be an inspiration to people, and when we really own that. Okay, let's see. I have space for one more one-on-one client for 2020, she says. Just feel the power of that, right? And how easy is that going to be when she does her sales actions? Thank you for sharing that, to say, I've got one space left for a one-on-one client in 2020, right? How compelling is that? And I think that is authentic scarcity, right? I'm not for like weird spammy selling techniques, but I am all about honesty, right? For Emily to say, hey guys, I want to celebrate something with you, right? I had this dream so many years ago. I went all in and I'm fully booked. Will you celebrate with me? And also, if you're interested in working with me in the future, here's the link to join the wait list, right? And starting to build a wait list in that way. But also, what was I going to say? So that's like one way, right? Another way of honesty isn't just the bragging, but is saying how many spaces you actually have open so that people know, so that if someone does want to work with right, they have a fair chance to hop in, right? And again, because we see selling being spammy, we pendulum swing the other way, and we forget to be sales savvy in a way because we don't want to be spammy, right? So we hide. We're codependent in our sales, all the things, instead of just being in the middle, right? Really standing our ground and really selling with heart. Okay, Michelle says, I want to create a community, a peer group, but be able to mentor and guide each one of them. Michelle, I think 10. I really see 6 to 10 being that number in your business. Once you're fully booked with one-on-one work, I really feel like group work is just such a magical gift. And I'm so grateful for it. And I feel like it's such a great dynamic, the 6 to 10 group. Okay, Amanda says, I have 2 sessions available for November 28th and December 5th with 10 spaces each. Are these classes, like hand lettering classes, I'm assuming, Amanda? So I love that, right? Being able to say, and even, I'm a big believer in like public sales and private sales, right? What does that mean? So being public and literally publicly in your social media, being able to say, Amanda, hey, you guys, I'm so excited. I'm about to open registration for my classes on Thursday or whatever it is, and there's only 10 spaces. So if you're interested, grab a space ASAP, right? Maybe she puts that publicly, but maybe privately, right? She's reaching out to past people that have done her classes and she's letting them know, hey, before I go live with this class, I loved having you in my last class. Did you want to join and save your seat before we go live, right? Okay, one-on-one private calligraphy coaching lessons. I have 5 spots available from this weekend till December 12th. So good. Yes, for fully booked. Emily says, I need that reminder to stop and celebrate. Yes. It sounds crazy, but it's so key, right? So often, I gave you guys a lecture on the power of being fully booked and going all the way to fully booked. But I think it's just important when you get fully booked to recognize that and to be able to say, wow, it's not perfect, right? I think we see like fully booked as this like, almost like the solution to everything. It's super important, right? But even when you're fully booked, you still have mindset issues. Even when you're fully booked, you still have challenges in your business, right? And so I think it's just remembering not to like idealize fully booked, but also go for it. It's a super important benchmark. Okay. It feels powerful to have that clarity, she says. I think you're saying about having one space open, right? Okay, this is my favorite format for support the group. It really, really is so, so powerful. So powerful. Okay, so you guys are clear on what you're going to sell this week in the challenge. You're clear on how many spaces you have left. And did you all do the phone declutter already? Give me a yes if your phone is decluttered. Give me a not yet if it's not decluttered yet. And let me know if you guys have any questions about this method of decluttering that I shared with you guys, because I feel like it's so important. And when you do the sales actions this week, they're going to be a lot easier because you'll have that clarity. Another question that I asked you guys today in the members area, which by the way, if you guys aren't able to log in, email me so that I can make sure you guys get in. But I asked you guys this question. A lot of times I hear from women, Anna, here's how I don't want to feel when I sell, right? I don't want to feel spammy. I don't want to feel sleazy. I don't want to feel pushy. And one of the first things I ask my clients when it comes to sales is, okay, great, right? We know what you don't want. What do you want? How do you want your audience to feel when you're inviting them to your offer, right? Two parts of it. How do you want to feel? How do you want to feel when you're on a sales call, when you're selling on Facebook Live, right? When you're sending a sales email to your list? I may or may not have you do that this week. Just warning you. But how do you want to feel when you're hitting send, when you're pitching on a discovery call? What's that word for you? Let me know in the chat below what comes up for you. Don't overthink it. And I can share some of what comes up for me. Just do kind of like stream of consciousness, right? So I want to feel aligned. I want to feel really honest. I don't know about you. If you've ever been on a sales call with me, I'm really honest with you. If I think we would be a good fit, I tell you. If I don't think we would be a good fit, I tell you, right? If there's something I'm feeling like is holding you back, I don't wait till you're a client. Like, I'm happy to tell you that right there. I don't want you to feel stuck, right? I want to be honest. I want to be aligned. I want to give hope. I want to be inspiring in my sales content, right? And this is why I hate the question, Anna, how much should I give value and how much should I sell? Because at the end of the day, can you fully believe and own that your selling itself is valuable? It really, really is. Again, I'll link to that live stream that I did last week, but really believe that, the selling itself can be. So a big part of this is how you feel. And so really owning that. That way, when I have you take sales actions on Wednesday, Thursday, you're able to embody that, right? How do you want to feel when you're selling? And then the other question is, how do you want your audience to feel on the receiving end? When someone gets an email from me that's talking about one of my programs or selling or inviting them, I want them to feel like a spark. I want them to feel hope. I want them to feel peace. I want them to feel excited, right? So really get clear on those words. That's going to be powerful. And then the reason we started with decluttering our phone is because so often we're telling ourselves we want to feel peaceful and aligned in sales. But how does our phone make us feel? Right? If it's cluttered, if it's crazy, right? So really starting to set that intention with your phone and however you want to feel, already making your phone be that way. Okay, I love that. She says empowering. I'm assuming that's how you want to feel, right? You want to feel empowering. I love that. So go ahead and just write, again, one word that describes how you want to feel as you're selling. And then one word that describes how you want your audience to feel as they're reading or receiving that piece of sales, right? You guys know that my favorite word swap for sales is inviting, right? And I really do want someone to feel invited and special and thought of when I'm inviting them into that process. So if you've never gotten clear on those words, do those words for you. I think it's going to be a super big help. But that's it. So do your declutter. We have an important job tomorrow, and that's getting clear on our money-making actions. If you've never jotted down money-making actions in your business, this is going to be a game changer. If you've done this before, you're going to want to refresh and do it again, because at every level in your business, you're going to find that you have different money-making actions, right? As you grow, as you evolve. So we're going to get really clear on those money-making actions. And then Wednesday and Thursday, we're actually going to take some of those money-making actions together. Sorry, I don't know why this is fuzzy. It's like a little bit fuzzy. Let me know if you guys have any questions before I log off. And again, if you have anything that comes up, just ask me, post about it, and I'm happy to pop back in. And your job is, this is what I tell all my clients, right? Your job is to do the work, but if you get stuck or paralyzed or overwhelmed, let me know. And if you don't even have the words to say, but you just feel stuck, we have a secret code. You want to know what it is? It's a heart, right? Your job is to, as the client, as the coach, I'm here to support you. As the client, though, you have to be able to raise your hand and let me know when you're feeling stuck, or let me know where you're feeling stuck. And a heart is our secret symbol. If you don't know what to say, but you are feeling stuck, just go ahead and drop that, and that'll cue me to be able to ask you, okay, tell me what's going on. Where are you feeling stuck? Where can I support you? Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so Janice says, me empowering them, supported and heard. And you guys, the best sales copy 100% does help our clients feel supported and heard, even if they never buy from us. And you guys, in our world right now, it is such a gift to listen and be present and to hear people. Same thing with the sales conversation, right? You guys know in sales, I believe in 3 skills: listening, coaching, and leading. And if I had, they're all super important, but if I had to pick one, that was the most important. It's listening, right? Helping our audience feel heard, right? Emily says, I want to feel capable. So, and that's such a good word on so many levels, right? Capable in the sale, but also capable that once they say yes to the sale, that I can show up and deliver for them, right? Knowing that I trust myself as a coach to be able to show up even in the process. You guys, coaching is so vulnerable, right? Because much of coaching is like just being there in the moment with our clients, right? Yes, we have frameworks. Yes, we have a roadmap. But when we're working with humans, and if we're actually invested in helping them change, it's vulnerable work, right? It's imperfect work. And then Emily says she wants her audience to feel supported and empowered. I love that. That is so, so good. So beautiful. Okay, my loves, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Make sure that you mark your calendar every day this week, noon PST, right? Noon PST will be hanging out every day, and I'll be here live to answer any questions that you have, anything that you're feeling stuck around. And again, make sure that you have that money-making affirmation on your heart, and really open yourself to the belief that, I can sell and it can be of value, right? I can make money in a really heart-centered way, and I'm really going to own that, right? So that I can keep giving value, so that I can keep showing up in my business. It's so, so important. Thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with me. I so appreciated it. I'm so grateful for you guys. And I'm going to drop again, if you weren't able to get the day 1 challenge email, I'm going to drop the link to, you'll be able to view the email and view the video, even if you're not able to log in. Basically, you're just like logging in as me. But go ahead and email support@annafrance.com, and we'll get you set up if you're not able to do it. And again, if you're watching this and you haven't started the challenge yet, you're not too late. We're on the first day. Join us, do the 10-minute phone declutter, and it just feels really good. Anyone done the declutter yet? It just feels so, so good. And it's just like almost like that bit of self-care, so that we can come to the sales part with something to give, right? Again, our clients are going to feel best in the sales process if we're not coming at it from this like desperate, discouraged, unconfident place, but if we're coming to it from this place of excitement, we're coming to it from this place of like, my digital house is in order, right? My phone is clean and clear and taken care of, and I have something to give, even in the sales process, right? Really coming in with that abundant place, especially important if you feel like if you're a little bit burned out in business, right? Either from your first income stream, or either because you're showing up and getting visible but not seeing the return, right? It's our job, if we're feeling burned out or overwhelmed in our business, to bring ourselves back to neutral, so that we give our people a good sales experience, right? And so that's why I'm having you do this now before we take the sales action, because I want you coming in on Wednesday, Thursday, relaxed, open-minded, open-eared, right? Like present with your audience so that the sale, it's easier to sell, and also so that your audience is going to say yes, right? And selling, we're really leading our clients into something, and I really want to put you into that good headspace first. Okay, so I'm going to pop the link to the challenge registration, the challenge short links, and I'm also going to pop the link to Sell with Heart. So the next round of Sell with Heart, my signature program, 6-month mentorship, doesn't start till January, but I am opening the doors on Thursday, and I'm so excited. I'm going to be doing a special bonus where you get some one-on-one coaching support from me now. That way you have some clear direction for your visibility. That way, if you're like me, I'm taking a little bit of a breather over the holidays, but this allows you to get clear direction on your visibility right now so that you can ramp up to selling strong in January, because January sales and hitting your highest month ever in January is not just going to come in January. It's going to come from you building your aligned visibility in November, December. So if you decide that it's a fit, I'm really excited. I'm doing a bonus this round where you get some one-on-one support from me right now. That way you feel good about your visibility and your value. And if you do want to do a little bit of cash infusion, we can talk about that too. But really it's setting you up so that in January, you're set to go for sales, right? From a really aligned place, but you're also able to take a little bit of a rest this holiday if you need to, like I am going to. So anyway, so I'm going to post the waitlist page for that. So if you're interested in that program, feel free to message me for any details, or if you join the waitlist, you get a sneak peek at the PDF, the program offer PDF. Again, that starts in January, but I cap it at 10 women because I really run that program like a one-on-one mentorship where I know your business. I'm able to really help you specifically take daily action. And so I have to limit the group size. And so if you're interested in that, you can join the waitlist for that too. More about that on Thursday, but I'm just so thrilled to have you guys this week with the challenge. And keep taking action. Keep letting me know if you get stuck. And if you do, drop that heart so I know. Okay, my loves. Have a good Monday.